6 weeks. Players like Jack Youngblood, Jim Youngblood, Dennis Harrah, and of course Larry Brooks. And as recently as this past Monday, young Vince Ferragamo walked out, returned on Tuesday. There is a degree of chaos in that Rams team. In the meantime, Tampa Bay proved its validity as a football team. No longer an expansion team with its playoff win last year against the Philadelphia Eagles, a solid team. Now to talk more about the Rams, the Gipper.
Thank you, Howard, and I will talk about the Rams. It's a very interesting situation. I could do it better on weekdays in the afternoon because it has all the aspects of an incredible soap opera, and that's what's been taking place out there. Howard mentioned the players that did not show up. Let me give you an idea how that affected the Rams. They were defeated 41-20 by Detroit in the opening game of the season this past Sunday. And Detroit also rolled up over 450 yards of offense, over 260 yards between rookie Billy Sims and Dexter Bussey alone. And you contrast that with the Seattle game of a year ago, a great defensive game by the Rams when they held Seattle to a -7 yards for the day. Something is amiss among the Rams, and it could affect them throughout the entire season. We'll be talking more about the stories that has developed with the Rams later in the game. But right now, to talk a little bit about Tampa Bay, a man who knows them well. Hard to move against them, isn't it, Frank?
Well, I've played against them a few times, Frank, and there are some people that think the reason the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got to the playoffs in the NFC Championship game last year was because of a weak schedule. That is a myth. There are no weak schedules in the National Football League, and Tampa Bay got here because of two things, generally. One is a great defense. It's the equal to Pittsburgh's, and a great running back, Ricky Bell. They've got a quarterback who's been maligned down here. His name is Doug Williams, only the third year. He's not matured as a great quarterback yet, but most quarterbacks in their third year have headphones on the sideline. But we'll watch him tonight because he's got a great talent. All right, Frank, let's kick this thing off. It should be a great game.
And as Howard mentioned, there is a capacity crowd, at least a sold-out crowd. The game being televised in the area because the game was sold out as of Monday night. The NFL rule requiring that the sellout take place 72 hours prior to the game. There's Vince Ferragamo. Howard has already told you the story of Ferragamo. He left on Monday, came back on Tuesday. There is some thought that there might be some hard feelings on the part of the other Ram players. In any event, Vince Ferragamo is the quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams tonight. His counterpart, Doug Williams, a fantastic athlete, a great career at Grambling, #1 draft pick in '78. He doesn't pass for great percentage, does Doug Williams, but he is very effective. It was Doug Williams who, according to his coach John McKay, last week said he played his finest game, even though he's 11 of 21. But he had 2 touchdown passes and pulled the game out for Tampa Bay against Cincinnati. Tampa Bay has won the toss, and the Rams will kick off. Frank Corral, a big booming foot, as you can see. Isaac Higgins is standing at the goal line. Frank Corral, who is now doubling in special teams duty. He is also the punter for the Rams this year. Set to go. They met for the NFC Conference Championship a year ago. The Rams won that one 9-0. And here comes Tampa up the field out of the 32-yard line. And Tampa will have a good field position. And let's meet the offensive unit of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Doug Williams, of course, the quarterback. We told you about him. 1,000-yard gainer, Ricky Bell. A great career at USC under his head coach here, John McKay. Wide receivers you see there. Let's take a look at the offensive line. Steady, they've improved considerably by moving Gene Sanders, the left guard, from defense to offense. Tampa Bay, not known for their offense, but they were #1 in the NFL in defense a year ago. From the 31-yard line, Tampa Bay's first offensive play. Williams will put it in the air. Fires. Tight end, Jimmy Giles. A Pro Bowler out to the 38-yard line. Short of a first down. Gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. Johnny Johnson, the rookie #1 draft pick for the Rams from Texas, made the stop. There are the front 4. Jack Youngblood is in there. He played against Detroit last week, was not too effective. Bob Brzezinski and Jim Youngblood, 2 fine outside linebackers, particularly against the run, and there's the secondary, a good one. 2nd down, about 3.5 yards to go. Pick up by Jimmy Giles of about 6.5 yards. Ball just short of the 38-yard line. Getting the handoff is Eckwood to the left side, gets to the 40-yard line, short of a first down. Fred Dreyer, number 89, defensively in there on the stop. And again, Jack Youngblood is starting tonight. He was one of the 4 that held out, along with Larry Brooks, Jim Youngblood, and offensive guard Dennis Harrah. Short yardage. about 1.5 yards. The ball just short of the 40-yard line. And John McKay, and he has so many of his former teammates with him, Howard, on this team.
He's the sly old fox. We'll talk about him. Let's go back to the action, Giff.
Short yardage. Hand off. Ricky Bell. Fouled up. He did not get it. Drilled by the middle of that line.
Just as the strength of Tampa Bay is defense, so is the great strength of the Rams defense, Fran.
It really is, Howard. They're very difficult to run against, and Tampa Bay's young offensive line did not play well last week. And here's old Hacksaw Reynolds out of Tennessee. He plays the run about as well as any middle linebacker in the game. He is tough. But he had some help on that play.
Tom Blanchard comes out to punt for Tampa. Dropping deep is Leroy Irvin, a rookie out of Kansas. One of the top punt returners in the nation a year ago with nearly a 12-yard average. The Rams' second, third-round draft pick. Blanchard hangs it high. Drives Irvin all the way back inside his 10 to the 8. Irvin tries to turn the corner. He cannot do so. The ball is dead at the 12-yard line. Aaron Brown defensively for Tampa. Let's meet the offensive unit now, the Rams. We told you, Vince Ferragamo opens at quarterback because of the broken finger on the hand of Pat Hayden. Cullen Bryant, Elvis Peacock. If you're wondering where Wendell Tyler is, he was in an automobile accident on the 4th of July weekend, dislocated hip. He'll probably be out for another 4 weeks. Speedy wide receiver. Waddy has the speed, and of course Denard the moves. The tight end Terry Nelson is hurting a little bit tonight. We don't know how long he'll be able to go. And here is Ferragamo. He was 4 of 5 when he came in late in the game. That, of course, against Detroit. And here comes Elvis Peacock. Peacock piled up by that ferocious Tampa defense at the 15-yard line. Gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Peacock was sidelined all last year, of course, by injuries. They had great hopes for his future. He's having trouble running on natural grass, which this is. Jack Faulkner, one of the Rams scouts, says he's been trained to run naturally off his left foot on artificial turf, which was what he did at Oklahoma. And thus he stumbles a lot, which isn't good for a back.
Denard and Waddy, the two wide receivers, both split to the left. Screen goes to Cullen Bryant. Bryant has a block. Good defensive effort. Coming up there quickly was number 33, Mark Cotney, to hold Cullen Bryant for a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd down at 5. And let's take a look at that defensive unit. They play out of a 3-4, does Tampa. That man in the middle had a great game against Cincinnati in their winning effort there with 12 individual tackles. Those are your linebackers. The man to watch there is number 57, David Lewis, and that's your secondary. Rich Saul has been shaken up, the center for the Los Angeles Rams, and he moves out of the lineup.
And Frank, that's a tough loss because they would have to move Doug Smith. There's Rich Saul. Doug Smith over to center, who is a guard. Against Tampa Bay, they play a man on the nose of the center all night long. It's a tough situation for a veteran center like Saul, and for Smith it's going to be doubly tough.
Fran, what they did, because Hara really is not in shape to play yet, apparently, they brought in Bill Bain, a former USC player. They put him in at center. They'll leave Doug Smith at right guard for the moment. We'll keep an eye on Rich Saul. Get word to you as soon as possible. 3rd down, 5. The ball just short of the 18-yard line. The Rams' first possession. Draw play. Cullen Bryant, right side. Bryant, with his own strength and weight, carries close to the 1st down. Defensively, Mike Washington made the stop for Tampa Bay. It'll be close to a 1st down, however. Mike Washington is that right cornerback. Here is Cullen Bryant. He has been steady. He's not the spectacular football player. He's been steady all of his 8 years. We saw his record of a year ago when he, for the first year, became a full-time starter with the Rams. Extra effort. 1st down, Rams.
Ray Malavasi, the coach of the Rams, who seems to live with adversity and is a man who's had open heart surgery. He's got a sense of values in life, and he can survive the adversities and even thrive.
Ferragamo brings the Rams up. Ball at the 22-yard line. Cullen Bryant, single setback, both wide receivers. Split to the left. Bryant tries to exploit an opening on the right side and gets out over the 25 to the 27-yard line. Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. And David Lewis, big number 57 for Tampa, was in on the stop, as he is so often. He just keeps getting better.
Not many people, Frank, have heard about David Lewis, but I've played against him. I don't think there's any better outside linebacker in the game of football than David Lewis. And people will get to see him around the country tonight.
He's one of those players I mentioned earlier that was with John McKay. He recruited him out of Lincoln High School in San Diego. 4 years at USC. He's playing with him now at Tampa. 2nd and 5. Drew Hill. Good to the right. Getting the call is Peacock. Peacock piled up at the 30-yard line. Short of a first down. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
I said he stumbles, man.
Well, they didn't cut the grass today, evidently.
I talked to Dick Bass earlier. He does a radio cast for the Rams, and I asked him about Peacock, who, of course, came off knee surgery. He had knee surgery in his first year, out all of 78. Was a first-round draft pick, and then he had ankle problems a year ago. But he is beginning to get more confidence every time he carries the football. And for the Rams, it's a good thing. As I mentioned, Wendell Tyler, the 1,000-yard rusher, will probably not be available for several weeks. 3rd and 3. Ball right at the 30-yard line. Ferragamo tries to draw the penalty, doesn't. Fires to Peacock, and they will depend upon where they mark it. I believe he has a first down. David Lewis made the play again.
It'll be close, Giff. Very close. Measurement.
Already a game as we figured it might be. Two strong defensive-minded clubs. Overall, the Rams defensively a year ago were 7th in the NFL, whereas Tampa Bay was number 1. They only gave up 128 yards in their opening game against Cincinnati, and they eke out another first. And interestingly enough, Howard,
Eke out is correct, Frank, because Peacock was curling back. He had more yardage than that, but on the pattern came back and almost gave it away.
I mentioned the 128, Brian and Howard, they gave up against Cincinnati. In their last game of the regular season last year against Kansas City, they only gave up 80 yards. They're stingy. Bernard, good to the left. Ball inside the 33, 1st and 10. Waddy is in motion. Ferragamo wide open is Waddy. And Waddy down to the 42-yard line of Tampa Bay. And you remember Waddy, he carried the Rams over the Dallas Cowboys in their divisional playoff that brought them into the NFC Championship a year ago.
All right, here comes Ferragamo. This is an important pass for him. Didn't play a lot last week. He gets the ball down the field, which he's got to do against this defense. Waddy gets in between the safety and the cornerback, makes the catch. They're going to have to throw the ball down the field, both teams, in order to move, because the defenses are just too tough to run up and down the field against.
Pick up the 26 yards for your information. Rick Saul back at center for the Rams, number 61. Out comes Bill Bain. Peacock gets the ball right side, and Peacock is drilled. And at the line of scrimmage, Bill Kohler, number 77. Carrying himself through his offensive tackle, Jackie Slater, to make the stop.
Kohler was once a first-round draft choice of the Cincinnati Bengals. The interesting thing about what McKay has done at Tampa Bay is he has not lived by the draft, which most agree is the best way to build a team. At least 5 or 6 key players on this team were acquired either by trade or free agent pickups. Kohler, 1.
2nd down. Just short of 10 yards to go for the first. Cullen Bryant gets the call. Turns it inside, and Cullen Bryant is smashed there by Richard Wood, number 54. There's one of the players Howard mentioned a moment ago. He came from the Jets for a 7th-round draft pick, and that's probably the best 7th-round draft pick Tampa Bay ever expended.
As you see the crowd, we pan the crowd. It is a very excited crowd, an exultant crowd, a proud crowd, because the growth of this Tampa Bay community has been extraordinary. The best barometer being its airport, which most consider the greatest in the world.
Half of the first quarter is already gone. The Rams controlling the ball game on the ground. 3rd down and 5. Peacock gets the call. Finds a little gap. Short of the first down inside the 33-yard line. Richard Wood again in on the stop.
The point you made about Richard Wood, Frank, was well taken. He didn't make it with the Jets. The Jets played the 43 defense. McKay lives and dies by the 34 defense. The theory is around the National Football League that Wood is perfectly tailored for the 34 defense, not for the 43.
Well, Howard,
I knew what he was doing.
I thought that was an interesting call on 3rd and 5 against the top defense of the National Football League a year ago. You run the ball. They didn't have much chance of making that. Now, from the Rams standpoint, they might have said, well, we want to get a little closer so we could get a field goal try. But it's a 50-yard try, and that's tough even for Frank Corral.
This guy can do it. He's got that kind of range.
At 1 year, when he was a junior at UCLA, he kicked 155 yards. Plenty of distance. Flag is down. They could have used too much time. Referee tonight, Gordon McCarter. Too much time against the Rams, and now he would have to boot it 55 yards. So it'll be 4th down and 8.
And the Bucs lose on that deal because he missed the field goal. They would have taken the ball over about the 34-yard line, and now they're going to be able to kick it in the coffin corner.
Now Vasey upset. Of course, the whistle blew.
Offense. Repeat 4th down.
Of course, the whistle blew before the ball was snapped, so it became academic. Frank Corral stays in the game, but again, as I mentioned at the top of the telecast, this year he's doubling for the Rams on their special teams. He is also their punter, and he was a great All-American punter in junior college and punted for UCLA. Twice was the Pac-8 leader. Dribbles is short, and there's somebody taking a shot. And it was number 46, Danny Reese, on his 5-yard line, and he probably did the right thing. That ball was bounding rather crazily, and the Rams might have down it inside the 5. 5:42 remaining in the first quarter. The Rams working on the clock, using over 6 minutes on that drive. Tampa Bay appearing for the first night on Monday Night Football, and they have really made a carnival down here in Tampa. Sold out stadium very early. Fired up team, the Bucs, in a rematch of their NFC Championship game against the Rams. Second possession, the ball at the 15-yard line. Quick toss, Ricky Bell. And Bell gets to the line of scrimmage and over it for a yard and a half. It'll be 2nd down and 8. That was Jerry Eckwood, by the way, carrying the ball. And Don McKay would really like to have Johnny Davis in there with Ricky Bell, number 38, but Johnny Davis is a very sore ankle.
But the fact of the matter, Gibb, tonight both teams are going to have to throw the ball on 1st down. They're very difficult to run against, the Rams especially. And now he's put the young quarterback in a very tough 2nd and 8 and 9 position.
Rookie wide receivers in. Kevin House, number 89, split to Doug Williams left. 2nd and 8. Eckwood, who was a big ball carrier against Cincinnati in the opener on Sunday, gets to the line of scrimmage. That's it. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
He was hit by 79, Mike Fanning, who's come into his own. This Rams team was built in a highly intelligent way. It was built with clever trades that enabled them to stockpile draft choices, and they have had more draft choices in the recent years than any team in football. Their trade of Monty Jackson to Oakland, for instance, was incredibly good for the Rams. Fanning was one who came as a result of a trade with the draft choice they got for him. He came from Notre Dame.
Best receiver out there is Jimmy Giles, number 88. Williams on 3rd down and 8. Fires to Giles to be short of the 1st down at the 22-yard line. Hit there by Nolan Cromwell. A little bit 4th down, and Tampa Bay unable to move the ball with 4:08 and the clock moving here in the first quarter. Jimmy Giles, he came from Houston in 78. Had been a 3rd-round draft pick in 77, and he was part of a deal that brought Houston Earl Campbell. Giles came to Tampa Bay with 4 draft picks, and Tampa Bay gave Houston their number 1 draft pick, and they took the great Earl Campbell. Tom Blanchard to punt. There's Leroy Irvin, the rookie from Kansas. Blanchard kicking against the light breeze. And no fair catch by Irvin. He touched the ball. He did not indicate a fair catch, and there's a wild scramble at the 30-yard line of the Rams. It looks as though Tampa has the ball.
Well, quite frankly, Frank, I don't think he gave the man a chance to catch the ball. Whether he calls a fair catch or not, he's got to give the man the freedom to catch the football and then hit him. I don't think he gave him that, but there's no flag.
You may be right, but
interfere with it.
Quick judgment called by the official.
And the Rams have the ball back.
They should have the ball back in maybe 15 yards. Let's take a look at it. He's supposed to have room to catch the ball. As you see, he's being hit before he can catch it.
You're exactly right, in my view.
Did I call that, Howard?
Yep.
Oh, he really got popped. Let's look at it again.
One more look.
He clobbered him.
He clobbered him. You're right.
Well, the Rams maintain the football, and Ray Malavase is saying, hey, give us a break. They didn't give him a chance to catch it. We'll be back. Bucks at number 1. Well, leave that alone. 1st and 10. Ball at the 30-yard line. Again, Leroy Irvin obviously interfered with. No flag, so the Rams have the ball at the 30. Ferragamo. He can write a letter. Fires to Denard. Preston Denard collects the ball at the 48. And Fran, anyone's ever followed this game knows that if you give any quarterback that kind of time, he's going to complete it.
And the kid throws very well, as he proved in the Super Bowl game.
All right, here we are from the end. You'll see he'll fake the run on 1st down. That's a good call. It freezes the linebackers. They stayed in tight. He gets a deep crossing pattern. That takes a lot of time. He had it, throws the ball behind him, but it made no difference. He was so wide open.
Preston Denard, he led the Rams in receptions a year ago with 49. Not too speedy, but great moves downfield. The 1st down is at the 48-yard line of Tampa. Elvis Peacock, big opening, and Peacock all the way down to the 40, inside the 40, short of a 1st down by about a yard.
We only have 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the 1st quarter, Frank. A rapidly paced ball game. Los Angeles using possession and control for much of the quarter. In the meantime, Garo Yepremian, I know it. And in the meantime, the Rams are not, having been bruised so badly by the Lions, they're showing no signs of distress.
Denard split to the left. Billy Waddy goes right. 2nd down, a yard. Cullen Bryant gets that easily inside the 35, close to the 32-yard line is Cullen Bryant.
I'll tell you what you got to be impressed with is the Ram offensive line. They're taking a great defensive line and coming off the ball.
Some people do Leroy Selman that way.
Some people think that the Rams have the best offensive line in football. I don't know if it's the best or not, but it's doing a pretty good job right now.
And they're doing it without Dennis Hara, a Pro Bowl guard, who has been activated. He, of course, was out for several weeks, came in the Tuesday before Sunday's game with Detroit. 1st and 10. 33-yard line of the Bucs. Ferragamo. Waddy. Intended receiver. He makes a super catch at the 15-yard line. Took it right away from Curtis Jordan. Billy Waddy with full concentration. And when you hear somebody talk about concentrating on the ball with receivers, you get a real good look at it right here.
Well, here comes Waddy. He's making a little end move coming down. You'll watch Curtis Jordan, 25, come up. He really mistimes the ball. He should have had an interception. He was in perfect position to do such, and he just missed the ball.
They mark it at the 16. Still no score, and we're in the final minute of play here in the 1st quarter. Peacock inside the 15 to the 13. A gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Ray Malavase, now in his 3rd year. Took over in '78, late in the season. Won the 6th consecutive divisional title for the Rams. Last year won the 7th. That's an NFL record. 2nd down and 8. Waddy and Denard both go left. The 2 wide receivers. Looking for Terry Nelson in the end zone. Picked off. And he's going to bring it out. Mark Cotney, the strong safety. And this is the way the Bucs play football, defensively with the turnover.
Well, I'll tell you, he had no chance to complete it. He threw it into an absolute crowd.
And as Cotney gets the Bucs out of trouble, time expires in the 1st quarter. There's a man who came in the veteran allocation. And he came from Houston. He hasn't missed a preseason or regular season game since '76.
And here he is, faking the running play. Plenty of protection. He's looking right at the receiver all the way, but there are 3 defensive people around him, and a 4th one comes up and gets the deflection.
Look at all the Bucs around the intended receiver, Terry Nelson. And Putney brings it out to the 19-yard line. Your number one for the moment. Mark, we'll be back in Tampa right after this message. Our cameraman, Charlie Mitchell, is cruising around with Captain Dick Daniels of the Goodyear Blimp Enterprise over Tampa Stadium. Beautiful night for football. It was rainy, thunderstormy during the day, but it cleared up. Temperature around 75 degrees. Cool down on the field. Feels a little bit damp from the storm that hit her just before game time. First and 10, Tampa Bay at their own 18-yard line. Handoff Ricky Bell over the right side, and the 1,000-yard rush of a year ago. Squeezes out 5. It'll be second and 5, and Johnny Davis, number 38, is in there now offensively for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's a fine blocker, and he makes a difference.
He does, Frank. He can block. There are 3 Davises on this team. They got back Tony Davis, whom they had released 9 days ago. And then, of course, there's Gary Davis, the ex-Dolphin. But Johnny Davis is the one who matters because he can block.
Second down and 5. The ball inside the 25-yard line at the 24. Doug Williams to the air. Fires intended for Ricky Bell, incomplete. Young receivers on this Buck team, and they have a new coach, and he's going to make a difference. Boyd Dowler brought in as a receiver coach, and he's really done a fine job throughout the league wherever he's been.
That's the superiority in the stats of the Rams in the first quarter. Totally dominant offensively.
Johnny Davis comes out of the lineup. Jerry Eckwood comes back in. Eckwood 43, Davis 38.
Well, they've certainly got to throw the ball in this 3rd and 5 to have a chance for a first down.
3rd and 5. Isaac Higgins split to the left. Jimmy Giles, the tight end, on the left side, struggling to get off the line of scrimmage. Williams in trouble. And unloads it, almost picked off. It was Johnny Johnson, the rookie number 1 draft pick from Texas, who was there. But Doug Williams just really had to hurry that ball. I'll tell you a little bit about Doug Williams. He's playing under some tough conditions tonight. He has a very sore throat, a strep throat, if you will, and ran a temperature all day long.
There's Johnny Johnson, number 1 pick from Texas. And some people think the reason that all the guys have been walking out because of the big contract he signed. But I wouldn't know about that, Howard.
Tom Blanchard will punt for Tampa. Leroy Irvin, who was hammered a few moments ago in the first quarter when he chose not to fair catch the ball, will have an opportunity from his 30-yard line. The rookie from Kansas. And Leroy Irvin finds an opening, gets out close to midfield. They'll mark it somewhere around the 48-yard line. 46-yard punt by Tom Blanchard. And still no score. A very fast first quarter. We'll be back.
This number 1 draft choice, Johnny Johnson, that Fran spoke of. And yes, some think that the men walked out because of the huge bonus monies paid to Johnson. Well, I talked with Freddie Dreyer about it. He told me it's only a minor factor in his opinion.
First down for the Rams is at the 48-yard line, their own 48. Body in motion. The handoff is to Peacock. Peacock is drilled by Bill Kohler. Good open field tackle by the defensive left end who just slid along the line of scrimmage and made the hit.
All right, the American League Baseball scores. Baltimore red hot again, leading 6-0 over Toronto the 6th. New York 5 over Boston 3 in the 7th. National League, Montreal winning 5-3 in the 5th. Philadelphia knotted with the Mets in the 6th. Pittsburgh ahead of St. Louis in the 4th. We'll keep you abreast of the pennant races as we go.
Peacock made the line of scrimmage. That was all. His second down and 10 for the Rams. Ferragamo put all receivers in the pattern. Tries to go to Waddy. Incomplete.
You saw Kohler make that tackle. We mentioned that McKay had gotten 5 key figures, and they're on defense from other teams rather than the draft. Kohler 1, Randy Crowder 2, Richard Wood, whom we've seen 3, Mike Washington 4, and Cedric Brown the 5th.
And two backup players, Howard. Neil Colsey, the old Oakland Raider and Miami Dolphin, and Dave Stalls, who played for Dallas a year ago.
That's true, making a total of 7. So McKay has used every resource to build his team.
Prevent defense by Tampa. 3 wide receivers for the Rams. They bring in Drew Hill, 87. Ferragamo has a man open. It's Waddy does not hold on and picked off. Mike Washington. The Bucs with their second interception. They are an opportunistic ball club, and you're seeing the way the Bucs won last year, the Central Division of the NFC. They do it with defense.
No fault to Ferragamo here. He went to the man he should be going to. He was open. He hits him on the numbers. Good tackle. Ball is tipped up
like volleyball.
And there's Washington. Getting the turnover and completing it.
And Washington moves back into good field position for Tampa Bay. They'll be at their own 40-yard line with 13:01 remaining here in the first half.
Watch this play by Mark Cotney, 33. He hits the receiver, and then the other, I didn't get the number of that player, but he flicked the ball up to Washington. That is an amazing play.
And it was a deliberate play, I believe, with a free safety, Cedric Brown. First and 10, 40-yard line, Tampa Bay. No score. Williams. Strong arms it, and it'll be picked off. It's Nolan Cromwell, the free safety, roaming the outfield. And again, a deflection is picked off, and Cromwell gives up the football at the 50. It rolls out of bounds, and the Rams will have possession again in good field position, and Cromwell is shaken up. Jerry Eckwood, Tampa Bay running back, came in and hit Cromwell on the sidelines. He fumbled the ball and went out of bounds, and here is Nolan Cromwell. He perhaps is the best athlete on this Rams squad. He can do it all. Became a starter last year. Prior to that, he was more of a fifth-round man, but he's everywhere.
All right, here's Doug Williams. This is really the first pass down the field he's thrown, and he really threw it ill-advisedly. He wasn't open.
It was Rod Perry, 49, that deflected it away. First down, right at midfield. Waddy out of the backfield in motion. Cullen Bragg, single setback. He's piled up and pounded, and then pounded some more by Leroy Selman and his friends, namely Richard Wood.
There's Nolan Cromwell, who, as Frank said, may be the best all-around athlete on the Rams team. Superb player. Could play quarterback in a crunch.
But right now he's seeing two of everything.
Dewey Selman has a full groin muscle. He's the brother, of course, of Leroy Selman, the great Selman brothers. He's out of there, and Aaron Brown, number 55, is in at defensive linebacker for Tampa. There's a loss of a yard by Bryant. It's second down and 11. Ferragamo, Preston Denard, complete. Steps out of bounds. 33-yard line, first down, Rams.
I like the cut of Ferragamo as a quarterback. He proved himself to this nation in the Super Bowl game.
Flag down in the area that usually get a holding call. Works against the Rams. But you're right, Howard. Ferragamo came on last year when the Rams were 5-6. He'd only thrown 52 passes for the Rams in prior seasons, and he took them all the way to the Super Bowl.
They all came on together, including the man who caught that ball, even though a penalty nullified the play, Preston Denard. Denard was at his low ebb in the game the Rams lost to the Giants. It was his fumble of a pass when he was all alone. It's
illegal use of hands. Number 60, offense. Repeat the down. 2.
It was Denard's fumble of a pass. He was all alone into the arms of a Giant defender that set up the Giants for the score that clinched the game for them against the Rams. Then suddenly, Ferragamo and Denard put it all together, along with Waddy and the rest.
You heard the call. Dennis Hara is in the ball game for the Rams, and he was caught holding.
Well, I'm glad old Dennis hadn't forgotten how to hold in this holdout.
Now, what did you mean by that, Francis?
All of them do it a little bit.
Almost hard to define with the new rules for pass blocking.
Well, this is the time when you want your coach to send into play. Second and 21.
Waddy goes out to the right by Ferragamo, and he places Denard to the left. Flag is down. Well, the Peacock is short of the original line of scrimmage.
Got to be another holding, but
47. Holding once again. Rams.
You know, there was a time Frank and Howard, when many people thought the Rams offensive lineman held more than anybody else. And I remember y'all had them on a Monday night game. There you are, Howard.
I did, huh?
You guys had them on a Monday night game against San Francisco. And remember that night? It was about 10 holding penalties on the Los Angeles Rams, and John Williams had most of them.
Let's hear the call of this, because sometime a player, once he's called for holding, will just come right back with it, figuring they won't call it.
I would bet Doug France.
Number 77, offense. Repeat, second down.
That's Doug France.
Doug France. Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell, Franz Hawkinson. Monday night will be in Cleveland. Cleveland and the Houston Oilers, and Earl Campbell will also be there. Is he fun to watch? Second down and 29 yards. Cullen Bryant. And Bryant has a lot of speed for a big man. Gets it back to the original line of scrimmage at the 48-yard line. Taken out of bounds by Mike Washington. But it'll be third down and 11.
Very good, very sage call, using the element of surprise. Ravlin going to the pass and getting back yardage that way.
I think, Howard, it might have been one of desperation. They couldn't get a pass off without holding, and it was a good call. But I'm impressed with the way the Rams are moving the ball against this team. The only problem they have is getting in the end zone.
Big Cullen Bryant, when he's large, he goes about 235, but he can really move that body. When he came into the league, he used to return kickoffs, and as a matter of fact, returned a Ram kickoff for a touchdown early in his career. Over the middle. Complete to Billy Waddy, and he has the first down. Great. I'll tell you, that's good quarterbacking. To get out of second down at 29 and come back and get a first down at the 31-yard line. Ferragamo. Right on target.
We talked about the Rams being in disarray because of the holdouts, the walkout by Ferragamo only 3 days ago. They were a bruised team by Detroit, playing on a Thursday night. In absolute candor, neither team has a proper opportunity to prepare for the game, but the Rams at this point in time are playing with great unity.
If Ferragamo keeps throwing like that, they'll be back in array. First down. Ferragamo again. Cullen Bryant. Bryant has another first down close to the 20-yard line. Big all-purpose back. He can go outside, strong on the inside, good blocker, and a good receiver.
Ricky Bell talking to Jimmy Giles.
That's the offense for Tampa you're looking at. Ricky Bell. Junior year, USC. Over 1,800 yards rushing. They went over 1,000, as you see right there, a year ago. Ball at the 21-yard line. Preston Denard, split left. Billy Waddy, or then Drew Hill now. 87 goes right. This is Peacock. Inside the 20, close to the 18-yard line. Gain of a couple, it'll be second down and 8.
Frank, this drive takes on a great deal of importance. You're not going to get down there that often against either one of these teams. This is the third time the Rams have been down here. 2 times they've come up empty-handed. A field goal means a lot in a game like this with 2 great defensive teams.
What's astonishing is the way the Rams' offensive line is getting off the ball on the rush against this great Tampa Bay defense.
Gerald Thomas, a rookie from San Jose State, number 33, comes in for the Rams at setback. He's a third-round draft pick this year. Cullen Bryant gets the call, tries to get to the outside, slithers along for a yard and a half. It'll be third down and 5.
I tell you, that caller has been in there all night.
Another flag down. This time again against the Rams. Tampa Bay with 26 ball games before they even won a football game. That was 3 years ago. They were the NFC Central Division champions a year ago with a 10-6 record. Rams, of course, Western Division champions with 9-7. Marked off against the Rams.
Holding. Number 60, offense. Repeat, second down.
Dennis Hara holding again.
It's number 3 on this drive for the Rams, number 2 for Dennis.
Look at that graphic. Tampa Bay still without a first down. Los Angeles with 8. Los Angeles totally dominant, but unable to score yet.
Drew Hill, 87, top of your screen. Split to the right. To the left is Preston Denard. The toss goes to Jarrell Thomas. And the rookie from San Jose State tries to turn it upfield. Gets to the 25 for a gain of about 3. Mike Washington and Richard Wood in there defensively on the stop. It's going to be 3rd down and 15.
And really what the Rams should be looking for here, and especially Ferragamo, is not so much the 15 yards for the first down, but try to get a play that will get them 5 or 10 yards to get a better field goal position for the kicker.
When you think of that way, Fran, what are you thinking? You know the Rams offense. Where will they go?
I would think something in the 5 to 10 yard range passing-wise. Nothing deep.
On 3rd and long. Ferragamo had Drew Hill covered. And he was forced to dump it off.
And he was
trying to go deep.
Yeah,
and there was double coverage on Drew Hill, and you're so right. By the time he went to a short man, it was too late.
And that's the problem both these teams have. When you have to have championship-type teams with young quarterbacks, they just haven't been there enough to know those things. And not that veteran quarterbacks will make all the right decisions, but both teams are strapped with young quarterbacks who are going to make those type of mistakes.
Credit to the Tampa Bay defense. They had it analyzed perfectly. And now we see Frank Corral. 43-yard attempt. And it's good, and the Rams are on the scoreboard. The initial score of the night, and the Rams take a 3-0 lead, 42-yard officially for Frank Corral. We'll be returning to Tampa in just a moment with more of the Rams and the Bucs. The Rams have a 3-0 lead. We'll cover this from the end zone. Isaac Higgins is deep for Tampa Bay. Frank Corral to hit the ball for the Rams. Drilled along the ground. Higgins takes it at the 4-yard line. Gets out to the 25, and he's snowed under at the 25. And the Rams defensive team moves on, and the Bucs will try again. They have failed to make a first down thus far. Right now, we'd like to extend a special welcome to WSB Channel 2 in Atlanta, which became a new ABC affiliate September the 1st. Welcome aboard, guys. And also our congratulations to WHBQ Channel 13 in Memphis, celebrating their 25th anniversary as an ABC affiliate. The old and the new. First and 10 Tampa. Ricky Bell now in there with Johnny Davis, number 38. Davis the fullback, Bale the tailback. Bell gets the call. And Bell surges over the 30 to the 31, a gain of about 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
To show you what the Rams have been doing to the Bucs, that was the longest gain from scrimmage on the ground by the Bucs this game.
You know, frankly, it's taking on the same shape as the NFC Championship game a year ago. The Bucs could do nothing. The Rams moved the ball back and forth, up and down the field. Still, they wound up with 3 field goals, and that was all. Tony Davis, just recently activated by the Bucs, number 27. The second-year man, or rather fourth-year man from Nebraska, comes in for the Bucs. Ricky Bell gets the call. Yeah, the sheer strength carries him for a couple, maybe 3. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
You know, it's possible that Bell is a cut below Campbell, Peyton, Dorsett, though a different type of runner from the latter two. But this young man has tremendous stamina, Fran.
He does, and he's a workhorse back. He plays every week, and as you look at Ricky Bell, he gained over 1,000 yards last year. When they first came up, they didn't know whether he's going to be that good or not after the first couple of years. But he has arrived. He's a quality back.
3rd down, long 2 for Tampa. Williams to the air, complete. Gordon Jones has the first down at the 40-yard line. Offensively, it was Pat Thomas, and the Bucs have their first down. The fans will go wild.
And a different receiver. He's been throwing mainly to the tight end, Jimmy Giles. You can clamp down on the tight end very easily. But Gordon Jones out of Pittsburgh has the capacity to be a superstar. He's got the leaping ability of Lynn Swann almost. You saw him go up in the air there to receive that. Tremendous player. And one of the things Williams has to learn to do, though you're the pass quarterback, Francis, is to diversify his receivers.
Got to use them all.
Ball marked just over the 43, 1st and 10. Eckwood is back in there at setback. He gets the call over the left side. Twists and turns and gets a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Eckwood, the big ball carrier against Cincinnati in the opening game. He carried it 19 times, where Ricky Bell only carried it 8 times against Cincinnati. I remind you about college football coming your way on Saturday. Pittsburgh, who some say could be the national champions this year. They'll go against Boston College. You'll see other regional play. We'll tell you about that right after this play. 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 47-yard line of Tampa Bay. They're down 3-0. Complete. Out of the backfield comes Ricky Bell, and Ricky Bell has the ball down to the 33-yard line. Another first down, Tampa Bay. Pat Thomas made the stop.
Now he's using his people, Fran, and it's a different story.
Well, we've seen him use zones and outside. Watch, he's going to fake the ball to the... Well, he wasn't going to fake the ball, but you'll see 42, Ricky Bell, come across the middle. Wide open, working against linebackers. They're expecting him to go to Jimmy Giles all the time. He's crossed them up. He got a big gainer out of it. They're on the move. Best drive they've had all night.
They mark it at the 33-yard line. Isaac Higgins split to the left. Gordon Jones split to the right. The wide receivers for Tampa. Ricky Bell, definitely the workhorse. Tripped up there by Jack Youngblood. Gets back for a gain of about a yard and a half. And Jack Youngblood holding that left leg. You might recall he played in a game, the NFC Championship, with a broken fibula a year ago. Went on to play in the Super Bowl. He's a tough cookie. Pat Thomas is shaken up. And I want to tell you about the other regional games you're going to see Saturday besides Pittsburgh and Boston College. Michigan State will be at Illinois, North Carolina, Texas Tech, San Jose State at Washington State, San Diego State at BYU, Florida A&M at Miami at Florida, Cornell College of Lawrence. Check the listings in your area for the time of the game and the game in your area. On 2nd and 10, Jerry Eckwood gets the ball. Right side, Eckwood stays on his feet, struggling. Eckwood, brilliant running inside the 20 to the 17. These fans love it.
They are going to go crazy if Tampa Bay gets on the scoreboard.
Let's watch Eckwood here. He's going to break tackles. Last year, he ignited the Tampa Bay Bucks early in the season that hurt his wrist and didn't play like that the rest of the year. But here, he's just doing it on his own. He's breaking tackles. Nolan Cromwell, 21, just flew off. Then he comes against Jack Youngblood, breaks that. Pat Thomas finally gets him down. Some effort.
John Hanna's of New England. John Hanna's little brother Charlie Hanna made a terrific block on Jack Youngblood to spring Eckwood. The first down is at the 17. Eckwood again, another opening. This time down to about the 12-yard line. Pat Thomas finally stopped him there.
This drive is being engineered beautifully. They're looking for Ricky Bell on the ground. They're getting the most out of Eckwood on the ground. The receivers are now being varied. You mentioned young Hanna, the younger brother of John Hanna, the great guard of the Pats. Well, that's another thing McKay's done with this team. He has done what Landry has done effectively at Dallas. He has taken men out of college who were defensive linemen, converted them to offensive linemen. Hanna is one of those, Gene Sanders the other.
Second down and 5. Eckwood again to the 10-yard line. The Rams stiffening. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
And on
Nolan Cromwell up there defensively.
And on 3rd and 4 against this type of defense, if they hope to get the first down, they're going to have to throw for it. But Howard, you made a good point. Gene Sanders and Charlie Hanna not only played defense in college, they played defense for a year here at Tampa Bay. They've converted them over, and they're playing real good football.
In fact, that's the way young Hanna has found himself.
Rapidly paced football game. 3-0 the Rams. A Frank Corral 42-yard field goal. The Bucks have a 3rd down and 4. The ball at the 10-yard line.
And let's watch Jimmy Giles.
Split left, Jimmy Giles, bottom of your screen. He's number 88. Dangerous down around the goal line. They come at the run. It's Eckwood again. He's got the first down. Nolan Cromwell trips him up. The Bucks will have a 1st and goal at the 5. They're running right at Jack Youngblood. And the figure must not be in condition. His counterpart on that left side, or the man who works with him so well, is Jim Youngblood. Remember, they came into camp Tuesday before last Sunday's game.
And they're running behind Greg Roberts of Oklahoma, the second-round choice of a year ago, and Charlie Hanna.
And remember, on their previous 4 series, Tampa could engineer only 10 plays. On this drive, they've already engineered 10 plays. 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning is sounded, as if both coaches didn't know there was 2 minutes remaining in the half. And in the event, they'll be informed. The tension mounts in Tampa. Stay with us. Looking down on a jam-packed and a very electrified Tampa Stadium, the Bucs have a first and goal at the 5-yard line. They've been sparked by Jerry Eckwood, a second-year man out of Arkansas, who is playing superb football tonight, running off the right side behind Charlie Hanna, getting blocks from Ricky Bell. It's Eckwood again. Bell with another good block, only Jim Youngblood fights through the block to make the initial hit, and then the Rams secondary was there. Johnny Johnson, Pat Thomas, and Nolan Cromwell. There's a loss of a yard.
You've got to give credit to Jim Youngblood. He's one of those who walked out. He came back, and in the game against Detroit, he got some ribs. They x-rayed them. They thought maybe they were broken. He's playing hurt tonight.
You could get a replay of that. You'll see him fight right through the block of Ricky Bell. Ricky Bell had great position inside on him. Jim Youngblood roared right through it. Loss of a yard. Second down and goal. The ball up to 6. Larry Mucker. Motion to the left. Williams fires, and it hits one of his offensive linemen, James Sanders. That'll bring a flag. Williams, who was under tremendous pressure by Mike Fanning, saw the Tampa colors and fired, only it was Gene Sanders, the left guard.
You saw the physical strength of Williams, who's 6'4.5", as he fought off that attack by Fanning.
Alan Page told me a couple of years ago, after he tried to sack him, we'll listen to the penalty. He said he was the hardest man to bring down he's ever seen. Watch the guard pull. The center's supposed to block Fanning. He did not block Fanning. Williams has no chance at all, but he throws Fanning off. But he got the wrong number. He must have thought that was a 24 instead of 74, but he was just looking for a place to throw it.
You know, it amazes me, those linemen, they just cannot resist trying to catch that ball, even though they know they can't. Being marked off. This is a tough penalty to get. Gordon McCarter, the referee, marks it off.
Yes, but I do not fault Doug Williams for that. He did a wonderful job of evading Fanning and getting any kind of throw off at all. Threw to the wrong man, but...
Ineligible receiver, tackle number 74, illegally touched the football beyond the line of scrimmage. The penalty carries 10 yards and loss of down. Go to third down.
That's why it's so tough. You also lose the down, so it'll be third down. The ball back at the 15-yard line, third and goal.
Now, in this situation, the young quarterback does not want to do what Ferragamo did down here.
You don't want to make a mistake.
You don't want to throw the interception. That's right.
Gordon Jones split to the left. Isaac Higgins split to the right. Those were the wide receivers. Williams dumped to the 23-yard line. Good defensive effort, Jack Youngblood. And Jack Youngblood playing spirited football. He cannot be in all that good a condition. You know that.
And Jim Youngblood helped out. He blitzed from the outside position. So another thing he didn't want to do is take a sack, because it pushes your Premian, who doesn't have the greatest range in the world, back another 5 or 6 yards. And now it's a 40-yard kick rather than a 34, 33-yard kick.
You can get it this far.
Your Premian, of course,
talked with Garrow before the game. He said, Saints cut me for 11.
No good. And the Rams will take over at their own 22-yard line. Garrow Yepremian misses from 40 yards out. Yepremian just joining the Bucs a little over a week ago. We'll be back with 45 seconds remaining in the half. The Bucs losing a golden opportunity. They had a first and goal at the 5. Baseball scores.
Baltimore 6-1 over Toronto the 8th. Yankees clinging to a 1-run lead over Boston in the 8th.
Rams first down with 45 seconds remaining in the half. Ferragamo will try and use it. 45, and it's picked off by Richard Wood. And the clock will stop with change of possession. So the Bucs will have another opportunity. They have 37 seconds.
Well,
third interception thus far.
We have seen, as Fran has emphasized, Frank, young quarterbacks making mistakes. Watch this again, Fran.
Something you don't want to do with 45 seconds left to go in the half. He's got plenty of time, not rushed. Throws it right there to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Richard Wood, we talked about him throughout the telecast. He's a good, hard-hitting linebacker against the run and also gets deep into that coverage. So Doug Williams will have another opportunity. Ball at the 27-yard line. Looking for Higgins. Incomplete. Well covered by Pat Thomas. It'll be second down and 10. 32 seconds on the clock. The Bucs have 3 timeouts remaining.
National League scores partials. Montreal but 1 ahead of Chicago in the 6th. Bills 2, Mets 1 in the 7th. Bucs 2, Cards 1 the 6th.
Well, the goal here of the Bucs should be to work the ball in a little better field goal position. Hit some quick rhythm passes. Not much time left. Very tough defense. Settle for the field goal.
Rams slide in to prevent defense. They bring in Ivory Sully as an extra defensive back. Out comes Jack Reynolds, the middle linebacker. Second down and 10 at the 27. Williams looked for a receiver, threw it away. A flag is down, and Williams might have been roughed. Intended for Ricky Bell. No. It'll work against Tampa.
This will kill their field goal position because now they'll be out of your Premier's range. 2 consecutive opportunities gone.
And another young quarterback error. By throwing a deep pass, it puts more pressure on the offensive lineman. They have to resort to holding, which they did here. They pushed back out of field goal range right now.
Holding, number 73, offense. Repeat, second down.
Charlie Hanna, right side, holding. The ball now at the 37-yard line. And one would have to speculate that it would be far beyond Gary Premier's distance. Higgins and House, the rookie from Southern Illinois, are the wide receivers. They are both at the top of your screen. Jimmy Giles, number 88, bottom of your screen. No chance. Giles double covered. Williams still tried to get it in there, had to throw it away. And Giles is drawing 2 and 3 men on every pass pattern. And when they do that, you just can't go to them.
We've had 2 successive bad series of plays by the Bucs. This is just not good, sound football. And they're going to come out with nothing probably.
Third down and 20. Rams leading 3-0.
Garrow would like another chance, but not from here. He couldn't do it from here. The story I didn't get a chance to conclude earlier was simple. He's still bitter about the Saints dropping. They kept Eric Slevin. Eric Slevin missed a chippy that would have tied San Francisco in the opener.
He'll make a long field goal, Will Slevin, over his career. Third and 20. Over the middle, Ricky Bell. He'll be pounded at the 32. Defensively, Brzezinski was there first.
Well, he did it 3 plays too late and 1 series too late. That's what he should have been doing a series ago.
Time running out, and finally the Bucs thought to stop the clock, and there is 4 seconds remaining. It looked as though they were going to let the clock run out. They have not, and here comes your Premier, and we'll be back. The Bucs finally got around to stopping the clock. Gary Premian has come out. Tom Blanchard is the holder. It will be a 48-yard attempt. Quite frankly,
this stretches his leg.
It will really stretch the capacity. Flag flies, and it looked as though one of the Rams, Reggie Goss, might have jumped offside.
Well, he might have been drawn offside. If not, it's a great break for the Bucs. That 5 yards would be very important to your Premium.
I presume that is a discussion whether or not Doss was brought offsides. Here's the call.
Encroachment, number 71, defense.
So your Premium Quite frankly, well, he's not
Will the
finished.
official timekeeper please put 1 second back on the clock? There are 4 seconds remaining.
Howard, quite frankly, to have 2 championship-style teams here, we've seen some dumb football the last 4 or 5 minutes, both sides. And that's another one there.
Veteran players.
The Premium will have an opportunity from 5 yards closer. That should make it about a 43-yard attempt. This official scorekeeper started the clock in error, so they're trying to get scoreboard clock to read 4 seconds rather than 3.
He has the capacity, Dick, to just about make it from here.
Oh, he can hit it from here.
Yeah, this gets him in his range.
4th down and 9. Hit the bar and went over. And your Premium spun it off like he knew it was going to go through.
My goodness.
42 and a half yards, I'll give him, and a bounce for another half.
What did I say? The capacity to just about make it.
Well, just think of what that 5-yard penalty meant. Instead of going out 3-0 ahead for the Rams, to 3-3 now. Significant play.
Oh, wow. It all goes with a night like this. Fans love it. The Premium casually sauntered off, said there was no doubt about that, Mom. Let's look at it again.
All right, here we go. I mean, this stretches everything. It hits the crossbars, you'll see. It's just straining to get there. Just straining.
Right here, your Premium was saying, go, go. Catches the crossbar, it's good. So it's tied up, 3 apiece at halftime. And the Buck fans love it. We'll be ready for our halftime features after this message and a word from our local station.
How are you?
Stay with us. Set to go for the second half. Tampa Bay will kick off. Deep is number 87, Drew Hill, and he's been hot. He took the opening kickoff against Detroit, 98 yards a week ago. A week before that, an exhibition game, he went 92 against San Diego. Here he is, Drew Hill, second-year man from Georgia Tech. Look out, he's open again.
Cut it.
Oh, my goodness.
No, he steps out of bounds at the 48-yard line. And only missing by inches. Another kickoff return for a touchdown, but they'll bring it back to the 48-yard line of the Rams. Even with that, a fine return. He took it up into the wedge, broke it out to the outside, and used his speed from there.
He just didn't cut it, I'll tell you, Fran.
What speed? I mean, he comes up into the wedge, just leaves his blockers, and just outruns the field. Comes within an eyelash of breaking it for a touchdown, but you'll see him here, step out of bounds, right there.
46-yard return, and this man is hot. Rams have the football at their own 48-yard line. It'll be Cullen Bryant 32, Elvis Peacock 34, Vince Ferragamo the quarterback, number 15. That is your backfield. Wide receivers, Billy Waddy is 80, Denard is 88. This is Cullen Bryant on first down. Bounce to a slide opening. It gets about 3. It'll be second down and 7.
Cedric Brown pulled a hamstring, we are told, in the first half and will doubtless not return. That's the report. Quickly, I'd like to make this point. The owner of the Rams said, A, she would renegotiate with Vince Ferragamo. He's in his option year. The others who walked out, not in their option year, she said she will listen to. She did not say she would renegotiate with them. She said she would listen to their side of the story.
Cullen Bryant got 3. It's second down and 7. The ball at the 48-yard line of Tampa. This is Elvis Peacock. And Peacock upset by Mike Washington. Flag is down downfield. And Peacock is down at the line of scrimmage. Well, give him a yard. But again, a flag is down. And replacing the injured Cedric Brown at safety for Tampa Bay is Danny Reese. Call against Los Angeles.
Quite frankly, Howard, the first half, Tampa Bay's defense, although they only gave up 3 points, wasn't that impressive. L.A. moved the ball most of the time, but were the victim of 3 interceptions by Ferragamo.
Well, you recall, Fran, the NFC Championship game a year ago, L.A. could move the ball up and down the field. They just couldn't get in the end zone. Settled for 3 field goals, a 9-0 win.
Well, the Red Sox have tied it up with the Yankees. Baltimore has already won its game over Toronto. Kansas City, California is meaningless. Royals are so far ahead.
Rams now have a second down and 17. The ball at their own 42-yard line. Doris Thomas is in there defensively, a left corner. Played with Miami a year ago for Tampa Bay, and this is Elvis Peacock getting close to the midfield. Back to the original line of scrimmage. Richard Wood made the stop on Peacock.
You've seen Richard Wood so many times tonight, folks. He's been all over the field, has one intercept. I don't care whether Tampa Bay plays the 34 and the Jets played the 43. You wonder how a guy like that can get away. He's just a great athlete.
He's also grown in size. He's built his weight up. They thought he was too small when he came up at about 215. He now goes about 230. Third down, long 9. Willie Miller, Preston Denard, Billy Waddy, all in there for the Rams. 3 wide receivers. Here comes the safety blitz. Ferragamo reads it, and he hits Willie Miller. And that was very heads-up play by Ferragamo. First down, Rams inside the 40 of the Bucks. It'll be marked at the 38-yard line. And another flag is down. The Bucks, however, are indicated offside.
Offside. Number 71, defense, declined. First down.
Quite naturally declined because Ferragamo, reading the blitz, hit Willie Miller for the first down at the 38 of the Bucks.
Montreal 6-4 over the Cubs, the 8th. Phils 2-1 over the Mets the 9th. Bucks 2-1 over the Cards in the 8th. National League pennant scores.
Ferragamo puts Waddy right, Denard left. Ooh. Left side of the line. Doug France comes out of his position into a blocking stance. That will work against the Rams.
Well, in that situation, obviously, they were changing the play at the line.
Veteran players should not make mistakes like that one in a situation of, well, they should never do it. It's especially hurtful in a situation like this.
Procedure call. We'll back the Rams up 5. It'll be first down and 15.
False start. 77 offense. Still first down.
Ball marked now just inside the 42-yard line. Billy Waddy goes out to the right. Preston Denard to the left. Tight end remains Terry Miller. Ferragamo trying to drill it between the zone defense to Billy Waddy. Almost got it. Defensively, Curtis Jordan, 25, and Martin Cotney were back there, but Ferragamo strong-armed it, tried to hit between the zone.
All right, here comes Waddy. You'll see the zone come up on him. He gets in between the zone. The ball's put in a good spot, but Cotney makes a good play. You know, Howard, as I was standing up there, I was just looking out at Leroy Selman, and we have not heard Leroy Selman's name the entire night. And Doug France did a good job on him last year in the championship game, and seems tonight to be continuing to do that.
Second down, 15. Jeff Moore is in there at wide receiver now for Tampa. This is Cullen Bryant, the checkoff man. The Bucks converge, and a good open field tackle by Curtis Jordan.
Now that is a one-on-one tackle of a kind you like to see. Sure. Hitting him low, bring him down.
They like to see him playing well out there. That was a spot that Jarris White played so well a year ago. They traded him to Washington for Danny Bugs and a 4th-round draft pick. And they cut Bugs, and the 4th-round draft pick didn't make it. But Curtis Jordan is making it out of the left corner. Third down, 13. Ferragamo wide open over the middle. Jeff Moore does not hold on to the ball. And again, Curtis Jordan on the play, but that should have been caught.
And I thought Ferragamo there. He threw it to the right man, threw it in the right spot. The receiver did make the play.
That's 45 consecutive possessions dating back to 1978 in which the Rams have failed to score a touchdown against these Buccaneers.
And yet they really moved the ball very effectively.
There's Danny Reese set to take the punt from Frank Corral on 4th down. Well, now we'll look for the sidelines. Fair catch called for and made at the 7-yard line. Down there was Tony Davis. So the Bucs will be in a hole. They'll start at their own 7-yard line. 34-yard punt by Corral, and a good one at that. Just a reminder for those of you on the West Coast, coming up immediately after the ball game, Monday Night Football Fever, 10 years of that. I'll be there along with Don Meredith and Howard Cosell. We join Bob Urich, the star of Vegas. He'll be the host as we look back over the 10 years, the zaniness, the great plays, and quite frankly, the fun that has been Monday Night Football for the past decade. First and 10, the Bucs. Doug Williams, the starter, quarterback, of course. Ricky Bell, 42. Jerry Eckwood, 43. Setbacks. Williams, a first down. Fires out towards Bell. A flag is down, incomplete. A rapidly moving game in the first and second quarter. This game is slowed dramatically here in the third with flags. Motion against Tampa.
The understatement of the year has slowed dramatically. It's come to a halt.
But it was interesting that Tampa Bay was willing to throw the ball down inside the 10-yard line on first down.
Illegal formation. The wide end on the right side was not up on the line of scrimmage. Penalty is declined. Second down.
I'll tell you, they're calling that. They could call that many times.
You're right about that, Gib.
Second down to 10. Penalty declined on that incomplete pass by Doug Williams. This is Eckwood. Eckwood turns the corner. Flag goes down again. Eckwood is out to the 10 for a gain of 3.
And we got a clip. The guard pulling out. Committed the clip.
Still another flag.
Flipping again against Tampa Bay. Freddie Dreyer. Hard to believe he's been around now. Well, that's Jack Youngblood. But he's been around 10. Freddie Dreyer, that was looking at him earlier, he's been around 11 years. I can remember when he came up as a puppy. Were you there, Fran, when he came to the Giants?
I was there. We played together a couple years.
Personal foul. Flipping. Declined.
Declined, of course, because it would have been half the distance to the goal, not the full 10 yards. And it will now be third down and 8. Ball just inside the 10-yard line of the Bucs, who have been unable to generate any sort of offense other than a brief drive they made with the running of Jerry Eckwood in the second quarter. Williams sets up a bomb and overthrows his intended receiver Isaac Higgins and a pair of Rams. It'll be fourth down.
And it's like any other place, the Bluebirds go to work.
Yep, and it's something the young quarterbacks have to learn to live with. And he's going to have to get through that time, too, because they're going to continue brewing as long as he throws interceptions and incompletions.
Well, he hasn't been that good. He's 5 of 13 for 51 yards. There is Irvin right at midfield. Tom Blanchard will punt from his own end zone. Kick by Blanchard. Irvin all the way back to his 40-yard line. And Irvin back into Buck territory at the 46. So the Rams, once again, will be in good field position. They'll have the ball. First and 10 at the Bucks' 46-yard line. A 49-yard punt by Blanchard. Goodyear Blimp Enterprise hovering overhead. Enterprise, Goodyear's newest blimp, running now of only 3 in the United States. Capacity crowd sold out by Monday night, televised in the local area. Tampa and football over the last 4 years have almost become synonymous. First down Rams, 46-yard line of the Bucks. Elvis Peacock finds a little opening over the left side. Picks up 2, 3. It'll be second down and 7. Again, a reminder that should be quite a football game. Anytime Earl Campbell gets into one, you have a good football game.
You got a pretty good quarterback in that game. I know Stabler's good, but that Brian Sipe had one whale of a year ago.
28 touchdowns, yeah.
He can play.
Cleveland's problem presently is defense.
Second down, 7. 43-yard line of the Bucks. That's Drew Hill in motion, number 87 for the Rams. And this is Peacock. Good block by Cullen Bryant, but stacking it up out there was a man we talked about extensively in the first half, David Lewis. He's big. He's 6'4", close to 250 pounds, and he moves like a cornerback.
And you kind of expect to see the Bucks defense stiffen up because they have been run through, they've been thrown over, but on those two plays they look pretty good.
They bend, but they don't break. The Rams can't get through for the touchdown. Haven't been able to do it since '78.
Third down, 7. 3 wide receivers are in. Billy Waddy, Drew Hill, Preston Denard, and timeout called by the Rams. Ferragamo, who did not like the setup he saw defensively for Tampa. Either that or he was not happy with his receiving core. He moves to the sidelines. We're back in Tampa. Frank Gifford, Howard Cosell, Fran Tarkenton. It's tied at 3, a rematch of the NFC Championship game of a year ago, which the Rams won 9-0. Rams have been able to move the ball well thus far tonight. They just have not been able to put the points up. Third down, 7. The ball at the 43-yard line of the Bucks. Ferragamo unloads it. Nice pass. Ferragamo had to wait and finally hit Drew Hill for the first down.
And Leroy Selma, we talked about a while ago, he beat Doug France that time. Got there a hair late, but he did his job. Ferragamo did a good job of getting the ball off and completing it.
Hey, that's pretty gutsy, Fran. I know you've been through it many times, but, you know, the quarterback has got to sense that man's going to pop him, man. You've got to still wait until your receiver breaks. Ferragamo right on target that time.
You hear it.
And he knew he was going to pay for it. The ball at the 31-yard line. First down. Elvis Peacock battles his way for 3 yards.
Keep in mind, in a game like this, a field goal is all important. You don't want to give it up with a interception or fumble or holding penalty.
This is frankly a dull game. We've all agreed to that. But I must say you have to be impressed with the personnel of the Rams. They are so deep. All those stockpile draft choices of the past years paying off in the Drew Hills of the world as an example.
They mark Peacock's progress inside the 27. It'll be second down and 6. This is Cullen Bryant. Cullen Bryant spins close to a first down. Again, it will depend on where they mark his progress. He slid through the tackle of David Lewis. He gets up close to a first.
You get a sense that they're wearing the Bucks down gradually. No defensive unit can stay out there to the degree the Bucks team has.
Well, they have been out there most of the night, but quite frankly, the Buck defense has not played well for them. I don't care what the score on the board is. They just have been pushed all over the field.
Less than a yard to go on third down. Ball inside the 22. Peacock finds an opening and runs into Mark Cotney, the safety man, but not until he gets the first down at the 16-yard line.
When you see that kind of surge on third down from your offensive team, you know you're winning the battle up in the trenches.
Yeah, the offensive line of the Rams.
Jackie Slater, right tackle, 78. Doug Smith is in there. Has been in there. Hara has been also been on that offensive unit. At right guard, Rich Saul, Ken Hill, Doug France. Dave Stahl, 65, is in defensively at left end now for the Bucks. Ball goes to Peacock, and Peacock piled up the line of scrimmage and surges forward for about a yard. It'll be second down and 9. Dave Stahl, of course, with Dallas for the past 3 years. He came to the Bucks a few weeks ago for a pair of draft picks.
Probably in the 5th and 6th round area.
Howard, you know, many people wonder why the AFC is better than NFC. I don't know what theories are promulgated, but my theory is that the quarterbacks in the AFC are more veteran or experienced, better quarterbacks than we have in the NFC with the contending team. Stabler, Bradshaw.
Cullen Bryant, single setback. Ferragamo puts it out of the flat, intended for Billy Waddy, and defensively a nice play there by number 33, Mark Cotney.
Most dangerous pass in the world you could throw. If that ball's picked off, clear field for a touchdown.
Yep.
Just a bad call.
Well, he's got good protection here. He's really not rushed. Plenty of time. Throwing a little flat pass. Underthrows it a little bit, which is dangerous and thrown into the flat, because you're right. If he does intercept it, it's 80 yards.
More commitment by the defender. He could have picked it off and gone all the way.
3rd down and 8. All that at the 14-yard line. A little more than 7 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. It's tied at 3. Bobble in the air.
Intercepted.
And picked off by a Buck. Leroy Selman, but I think they pulled it out. It's ruled incomplete. We'll see Frank Corral for the field goal.
They're lucky that it wasn't picked off. Just lucky.
Leroy Selman had it for a moment, and then it was stripped out of his arms. Frank Corral was hit from 42 yards out.
Still didn't get it in there, Fran. It's incredible.
Well, you know, you mentioned the Rams haven't scored in 2 years. Neither have the Bucks, except for field goal. Neither team has scored a touchdown.
Nolan Cromwell can do a lot of things on a football field, and he's the holder. 32-yard attempt to the uprights, and the Rams take the lead once again.
Cromwell did a beautiful job there. It was not a good snap. It was a high snap. He got it down quickly, and Corral capitalized.
A 32-yarder, a 42-yarder. The Rams lead 6-3. Frank Corral has moved the Rams out in front of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 6-3. Hope we're able to keep you awake. This has not had the most excitement that we have seen on Monday night or Thursday night or Sunday night on our ABC football. Isaac Higgins from the end zone for Tampa. Smashed at the 20, and down he goes. Defensively hustling down there, Mike Guman, a young rookie out of Penn State.
Well, there has been the Tampa Bay offense tonight. 9 yards, 8 yards, 5 yards, no yards. The 53-yard drive that Frank alluded to, sparked by Eckwood's running. 1 yard, 3 yards. There was a brief spell of passing efficiency by Williams, very brief, when he used Gordon Jones and Ricky Bell as receivers instead of Giants. Frank?
First down, Tampa. 6 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. The handoff is to Ricky Bell, and he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Jack Reynolds in there from his middle linebacker spot. I'll remind you about college football coming your way on Saturday. There it is. Pittsburgh against Boston College. Pittsburgh with a superb football team this year. And, of course, other regional action. You see Michigan State at Illinois, North Carolina, Texas Tech, San Jose State at Washington State, San Diego State at Brigham Young University, Florida A&M at Miami, Florida, Cornell College at Lawrence. Check the listing for the game and the time in your area. 2nd down and 9. It's coming out to Eckwood. And Eckwood stays on his feet for the first down out to the 30-yard line. Very close to it. And this will be where they mark it out of bounds. He might just be short. Yes, he is.
That was a good read by Williams. They had the blitz on. Nobody was there to pick him up. He dumped the ball off to Eckwood. Comes up with a makeable 3rd down situation. They hadn't made many tonight, Howard.
Well, at least it was a change in pattern.
Yes.
There was a spontaneity to it. Both quarterbacks have been like robots.
3rd down, about a yard. Ricky Bell. Well, we'll have to see if the surge got it.
I'm not sure he made this. If he did, it's just by a hair. Wasn't much there.
I think he made it.
Going to bring it in.
Yeah, it's strictly the mark of the referee making the mark on the football here. It's a judgment situation.
Yeah, I don't think he did. They
Best.
marked it right over the 30. I thought he had carried forward a little more than that.
I did too.
Nope. No. It'll be 4th down.
Well, the Rams have made progress in the last week. Last week they gave up 490 yards offense to the Detroit Lions, but they played defense tonight.
Williams is disgruntled, arguing with the official. He felt Bill had gone further forward than that. The arguments won't win for him.
Over 66,000 on hand here tonight for the Bucks. It was sold out. It holds 72, so about 5,000 no-shows. Bucks total offense of the night, 53 yards passing, 51 yards rushing. This is Tom Blanchard to punt. Leroy Irvin is deep, rookie from Kansas. Blanchard really gets a foot into this, but Irvin all the way back to his 10-yard line. And a nice return by Irvin up to the 35-yard line. So the Rams will begin relatively good field position. 5:27 remaining here in the third quarter. The Rams over the Bucks, 6-3. We'll be back. 62-yard punt by Tom Blanchard. Leroy Irvin, the rookie from Kansas, brought it back 26 yards. The Rams will have a 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Again, the Bucks unable to get their offense into gear. Peacock in motion. Ball goes to Cullen Bryant. He runs, or rather this is Jarrell Thomas. Jarrell Thomas, and he runs right into David Lewis over on the right side. Richard Wood also in there helping.
Well, the Yankees have rallied for 3 runs in the 10, and Boston batting. Baltimore has already won. The Yankees having to respond to a daily crisis as Baltimore drives.
Gerald Thomas, the rookie from San Jose State, 3rd-round draft pick, is in there now at setback with Elvis Peacock. Peacock in motion. This is Thomas. Oh, a nice move by Thomas, but he slips at the 40-yard line, and down he goes after a gain of about 3. It'll be 3rd and 5.
But Richard Wood made some play there. That's the toughest tackle in the world. He had a quick back, and he got him by. Here he goes. They flood the backs out to put a man in motion. He's going to dump it out here to Thomas. Richard Wood takes all the fakes, and then he dives and just barely pulls it. Well, I'm not even sure he knocked him down.
Well, he has had a great game, though, which is enough of what you're saying. Local Tampa paper has proclaimed Richard Wood the most underrated and unsung of the Bucks.
3rd down and 6. The ball marked at the 39-yard line. Ferragamo. Elvis Peacock. Peacock struggles close to a 1st down. I don't believe he gets it.
Again, it depends on the official, Frank.
Mark. It does indeed. And I think he might have given this one to him. Let's see. It's close.
And we'll have another measurement.
That's a good mark, though. The official made a good mark. That's where he was.
A young Jarrell Thomas in there, the rookie from San Jose State, started his football at UCLA and transferred up there. Good all-around athlete. 5'10", 223-pounder. That's how he's listed on the Rams card.
You can't. How do you call that?
You need the calipers for that one.
Montreal hangs together, wins. The Phils beat the Mets, who have become totally hopeless, and the Bucks hanging in there grimly, though 3.5 behind division-leading Montreal. Phils a half behind.
First down, just inside the 45-yard line of the Rams. Ferragamo going all the way. Brother Gerald Thomas again. Thomas, the gain of a couple, 2 or 3 yards. We're going to pause 5 seconds and allow our stations along the line to identify themselves.
KCRG, TV9, Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
So the Rams will have a 2nd down and 8. Again, Rams over the Bucks, 6-3. 2 corral field goals. The only scoring for the Rams from 42 yards and 32 yards. Gary Yepremian at the end of the first half, 43-yard field goal that hit the crossbar and bounced in, and that's the final.
Yep, the Yanks are holding together.
2nd down, 7. Ball the 48-yard line of the Rams, and this is Peacock, and he's pounded at the line of scrimmage.
And that's Leroy Selman, folks. Some people think the finest defensive end in football. He's not. He's one of the top two.
Frank didn't get a chance to make the call on the prior play. It was Selman who went way out to the flank at the pursuit that brought down the carrier then, young Thomas. Richard Wood was in the area. It's amazing how often Selman and Wood are together.
Yes, he did do that, and each one of them hurt.
Ferragamo looks over a 3rd down and 7. 3 wide receivers are in. Drew Hill, number 87, split to the left. Denard and Waddy to the right. Ferragamo in trouble. Ferragamo down at the 47-yard line. Cecil Johnson in there first. After Slater said, hey, I got the football.
Well, that's the most life you've seen out of this Buck defense tonight. It's the best series they've had in a long time.
It'll be 4th down, and the Rams will have to punt. Let's look again.
And you see both linebackers blitzing. Aaron Brown and Richard Wood gets out of one hold, drops the ball, and Jackie Slater makes a very big play by recovering the fumble.
That save the quarterback rule makes for some interesting calls, doesn't it?
Yes.
No way he was down. Frank Corral the punt. Danny Reese back for the Bucks at his own 10-yard line. Side of the foot of Corral. And it'll be a short kick to the 30-yard line of the Bucks. So the Bucks, who could have been deep in their own territory with a good punt, will be at their own 30. A 22-yard punt by Corral.
Boy, that is a bad mistake there. It gives the Bucks a little field position, which they have not enjoyed the second half.
And they've begun to show a little spark, certainly on defense they have. We'll be returning in a moment with 1 minute remaining in the 3rd quarter. Doug Williams leads the offensive Bucks up to the line of scrimmage. He's 6 of 14 on the night for 59 yards. The Bucks offense has nothing unsheathed to speak of except for one drive. That's coming into the 2nd quarter. This is Jerry Eckwood. He was the man that sparked that drive, and Eckwood gets out to the 35-yard line. A gain of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Johnny Johnson up there defensively for the Rams to make the stop.
Maybe the way the defense just played on the last series. Well, there, look at that graphic. Last week, 494 yards. Tonight, 111 yards. Maybe the defense will now spark the offense, Frank.
Well, it might, and a guy like Eckwood running like that will also give him a little spark. Let's see if they can come to life.
Kevin House, a rookie from Southern Illinois, is in there, wide receiver for Tampa, wearing number 89, split to the right. The call goes to Eckwood, and Eckwood gets the 1st down. This was the way he was running on that drive in the 2nd quarter.
I'll tell you, he got every bit of it on his own. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage, he was hit at the line of scrimmage, and he still picked up the 1st down.
Clock stopped momentarily while they untangled the players. Now it started again. The Bucks will probably not get a playoff here in the 3rd quarter. The 1st down is at the 38-yard line. We're watching another exclusive of ABC Sports. That is the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. The Rams 6, Tampa Bay 3. We'll return for the 4th quarter in just a moment. We begin the 4th quarter. Frank Gifford, Howard Cosell, Fran Tarkenton. We know you've been riveted to your seat with the excitement that's taken place tonight. Rams over the Bucks 6-3. Bucks good field position at their own 38-yard line. Williams looks downfield, no receiver, goes out to Eckwood, and Eckwood steps out of bounds at the 40-yard line, a gain of a yard and a half. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Bill Nelson sending the plays in to quarterback Doug Williams, calling him from the sidelines.
The entire 3rd quarter, the Tampa Bay Bucks ran only 11 plays. That's not enough.
Hardly. As Frank said, Nelson sends the plays in. Wide receivers take them in. That's why you saw Kevin House come in before.
2nd and 8. Williams on the move. Good athlete that he is, and he piles down to the 41-yard line, and Bob Brzezinski made the stop but the Bucs get a first down on the legs of their quarterback, Doug Williams.
Well, maybe that can open him up a little.
Well, that's a good play by him. He's the best play he's made the entire night. He had a little opening up there. He took off and ran.
17-yard pickup.
He looks like a good runner. I like the way he's pointing to his blockers and where to go.
Well, that's one advantage of being a young quarterback. They got good, strong legs, and they can run.
Look what he did last week against Cincinnati, running.
He also collected 2 touchdown passes, too, to pull that game out in a game that John McKay said was his best as a pro. This is Eckwood again. And look at Eckwood. Eckwood has been brilliant all night long. Another Buck first down around the 32-yard line, breaking tackles. The second-year man out of Arkansas, putting on a show for the fans tonight. He has been the offense.
He's a slippery character, Fran, a product of Blue Hose.
Not only slippery, but he's strong. He hit the right hole. He runs over Perry. He runs over Brzezinski. Cromwell. Finally, Youngblood makes the tackle. All individual effort. No blocking there much at all.
Out at the 32-yard line. 2 wide receivers. The rookie Kevin House out to the right with the toss. Goes to Eckwood again. This time he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage. A flag is down. Brzezinski in on the stop. Doss was there. And Johnny Johnson. Bob Brzezinski, in his 4th year, he is a tough one.
He was another of those who was a walkout.
And it'll work.
A comeback.
Interesting call here, guys. It's a tripping call, I think.
Penalty against Tampa. Seems like each time one of the teams starts to move, they come back with the penalty.
That may be 15.
Would have been a second down and 8. Is now going to be a first down and 20.
Tripping, number 50, offense. Repeat first down.
The center, Steve Wilson, tripping. First and 20.
Now Williams has to remember he doesn't have to try to get it all back at once. Just keep it moving.
An immediate pass will do just fine.
Ricky Bell hit, smashed there by number 79, Mike Fanning. Loss of a yard.
And really keyed on Bell beautifully in this game.
They really have, and the Rams, as you look at Mike Fanning, are playing without a pretty good defensive tackle, Larry Brooks, who they say is not really in shape to play yet.
Well, one of the walkouts we named earlier, we just mentioned Brzezinski.
Second down now and 22. Ball at the 44-yard line of the Rams. Williams hangs it up deep. Intended for Gordon Jones. Back there was Pat Thomas and Ivory Sully. The Rams in their 5-man prevent defense in the secondary.
He was utterly enveloped.
All right, here he goes down the sideline. Jones has really got a little step on the defensive safety man there. Sully.
Not by the time the ball got there, Fran.
The ball could have been a little more out in front of him. We got some penalty right back here at the line of scrimmage.
Another penalty.
You would think holding, but I saw Youngblood complaining about something, but I think Youngblood was the one who was held.
He was the holdee. We'll find out who the holder was.
Well, they're making vast yardage backwards. And as you pointed out earlier, when you're throwing long that way, that's...
Number 73, offense. Repeat second down.
Isn't it interesting that we've had 7 or 8 holding penalties tonight? And why do we always
try the long pass? That's when the defense breaks down and holds.
Picked that up earlier tonight, didn't you, Howard?
Exactly, Fran.
Charlie Hanna was holding right side of the Bucs offensive line. It is now second down and 32. The ball now back in Buck territory at the 46. Larry Eckwood piled up after a couple-of-yard gain, and the way the Bucs are moving, they better get their defense in there.
Well, that's not the most daring 2nd and 32 call that you'll ever see. When you got that kind of field position, that lets you know that you don't have much confidence in your offense, nor in your quarterback.
Third down, 30.
Will they run again?
I don't know. And frankly, Fran,
Kevin House, a rookie from Southern Illinois, one wide receiver, 89, Gordon Jones. Bottom of your screen is Jimmy Giles. He's hardly been a factor tonight. He's a great receiver. Another flag is down. Intended, well, he might have incomplete.
He might as well have run the ball to throw a flare pass up. Well, we get another shot. The Rams are offside.
And it'll be 3rd down and 25. Don't forget, 30 minutes after the game is over, at 11:30 on the West Coast, ABC News Nightline with Ted Koppel. 47-yard line of the Rams. 3rd down, 25.
And he's got to hit something over the middle to have any chance at all.
what he needs is 15 yards to give your Premier a chance.
Williams goes out on the flat to Eckwood, and Eckwood is struggling, doing his very best. Gets inside the 40. That should not help your Premier, however.
Nope.
We'll see the punter, Tom Blanchard.
11:25 left and counting down. Still lots of time.
And they should put the Rams back in very poor field position. They get a good corner kick here, and then the pressure will be on the Ram offense.
Rams leading 6-3.
He has had a tremendous night punting. By comparison, Corral has averaged 31 yards punting, although he was going for the coffin corner much of the night.
Blanchard, one hops it, angles for the corner, catches it inside the 20 at about the 19, and we're going to have a penalty.
When the snap from center first touches the ground, the defense is relieved of the onus for running into the kicker. The kicker is considered a runner in that case. There is no foul.
It's kind of tough on the kicker.
Pretty good explanation.
That was excellent.
Let's watch and see if the ball hits the ground. It did.
Good call.
A nice explanation, too.
And Blanchard had to hurry that punt. It is out of bounds, as you can see, right on the 20-yard line. 10:54 remaining in this game. The Rams 6, the Bucks 3. Stay with us. Pilot Captain Dick Daniels cruising around up there with their cameraman Charlie Mitchell, keeping their mind on the game, we hope. Rams 1st and 10, their own 20-yard line. Eddie Hill, one setback for the Rams from the 24. Terrell Thomas, 33, the other setback. Dustin Bernard in motion for Los Angeles. This is Thomas. Thomas whacked at the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard out of it. It'll be 2nd down. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Well, that emphasizes the point we've been emphasizing all along, that the Rams can push the Bucks around, but they can't get a touchdown on the board, or at least haven't in all that span of time that you just read.
Ferragamo looks over the 2nd and 9. And off to Thomas. And look out. Terrell Thomas, the rookie from San Jose State, down the sidelines. Down to the 23-yard line, taken out of bounds here by Danny Reese.
I'll tell you, that was some run by that young man. He had good blocking on the right side.
I like the look of this kid.
But he is quick, and you don't see many quick Ram backs. Wendell Tyler was one, and then they lost him to an accident. But this is quickness. He makes Cotney miss, who's a good tackler. He makes Richard Wood miss. Then he shows some speed.
Big man.
That is a big play.
5'10", 220-pounder, and he picks up 56 yards on that.
Funny the way they can come from San Jose State and surprise you.
Well, this youngster started at UCLA, transferred up there.
Right, you made that point.
Good receiver.
What great linebacker in the league came from San Jose, Gift?
Several of them.
Yeah, name one. Kim Bokamp.
Camper. I knew that I was going to come up with it sometime. All right. Rams expend another timeout. Ferragamo moves over to the sidelines. When we come back, the Rams will have a 1st and 10 at the Bucks 23. We're back in Tampa, where Jarrell Thomas, the rookie from San Jose State, has gone 56 yards to the Bucs' 23-yard line. L.A. now has a total offense of 295 on the night. The Bucs 155. First and 10, Los Angeles. Cullen Bryant, 32. Eddie Hill, 24. Those now your setbacks. Nope. Jarrell Thomas comes back in to the 33. This is Eddie Hill. Eddie Hill down to the 20-yard line for a gain of 3. It'll be second down and 7. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited.
Well, maybe they'll get it in now as a result of Thomas's run.
What it looks like, the Rams are going strictly with the running game. Ferragamo is not throwing much. The last times many times he's been down here tonight, he's thrown interceptions. I wonder if they'll give him the go-ahead signal to throw or keep the ball on the ground. We'll see.
He's been sharp, though. He's having quite a few balls dropped, Ferragamo. 12 of 21 thus far. Second and 7. Ferragamo, Denard. Preston Denard tries to lunge forward to the first down, but I believe they'll mark it short.
He threw a safe percentage pass there, Fran. No quarrel with that.
Not at all. And really, in this situation, he's got to figure they got 2 downs to make the first down, because they didn't make it on 3rd down with that short a distance to go. I think they'd try to go on 4th down. But the touchdown is much more important now than the field goal.
Of course. Get out of range of an answering touchdown.
But in every situation like this tonight, the Rams' offensive line has whipped the Buck defensive line, and they've made the first down. See if they do it again.
Short yardage offense. Pair of tight ends in for the Rams. Less than a yard for the first down. Hand off Eddie Hill. He almost pops it. He's inside the 10. Easy first down. It'll be first and goal, L.A.
Tampa Bay defense has to be suffering from fatigue.
Well, yes, I will say that that's possible.
Now, they've had a lot of practice over the past couple of years being out there.
Yep.
And they've had a lot of practice at becoming fatigued.
But the Rams really, Howard, started moving on them from the very first drive. And they haven't stopped the Rams the entire night, except when the Rams stopped themselves with interceptions thrown.
First and goal. Wadi in motion. Jarrell Thomas. And Thomas upended. Nifty defensive play. Curtis Jordan coming up at the left cornerback spot.
He has really had a good night.
Well, we haven't seen him have to cover too many people tonight. Pass defense, but one thing that Curtis Jordan, if you can look at it, he can tackle. Well, they put the Rams now in a must-throw situation. They cannot make a first down. They've got 2 downs to get it into the end zone. And a touchdown puts the Bucs asleep.
Meanwhile, seconds ticking off the scoreboard clock. Inside 8 minutes remaining in the game. Willie Miller split out to the left. Waddy to the right. Preston Denard also in there. Ferragamo looking for a receiver. He didn't get the break, obviously. So it'll be 3rd and goal. Oh, and Ferragamo upset. One of his receivers crossed him, obviously.
Yeah, they really did. They're both the receivers out there.
You don't like him out there freelancing, do you?
Well, Thomas and Nelson both were confused of where they were going to go. Now, which one was wrong, I don't know.
I don't know either, but Cecil Johnson wasn't that far from picking off the ball. A little lower, he could have got.
3rd and goal, the ball at the 10. Denard split to the left. Billy Waddy split to the right.
He's going to have to go to either back of the tight end. They're doubling both outside guys.
Ferragamo tries to get it off to his tight end, Terry Miller, but it was Leroy Selman all over Ferragamo.
It was a great play by Leroy at exactly the right time. That's the Selman who gets all the ink.
There he is against Doug France. He takes the inside move. He's double teamed by Doug Smith, but watch him go. He runs Ferragamo out of the pocket, and this is another ill-advised throw. Watch this right here.
One of the Bucs has been shaken up. As we look at Leroy Selman. That's Randy Crowder, the nose tackle. He has been shaken up, and he's being administered to out there right now. We'll be returning to Tampa right after this message.
Randy Crowder. A lot of worry, Frank, about that Crowder leg.
That is Randy Crowder. He was shaken up on that sack, or almost near sack, Ferragamo. He was in pursuit with Leroy Selman. He has played superb football for Tampa. Was spectacular against Cincinnati last week. Took over the nose tackle job in the 8th game a year ago. Well, we'll wait, not speculate. They were working on Randy Crowder's leg. Now they have brought a stretcher out onto the field, and we'll get information to you as soon as possible. Meanwhile, this is almost the typical Rams-Tampa get-together. No touchdowns.
They may get their automatic quota now with this field goal coming up if Corral can execute. 9 points against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That left leg looks bad, and this is all the fans here need and John McKay needs, and hardly what Randy Crowder needs. He's made a great comeback from a great deal of personal adversity in his life that need not be redetailed here and now. But it's been a tough go for this young man. He deserves a lot of credit for the way he's come back.
Not only has he played very well, Howard, he's been a very good member of the team. A good team player, a good team leader. This is a young team, and he's one of the older guys on the team. And the people here really respect him and like him.
There's a point I'd like to make, Frank, so we're not accused of ducking an issue. Time has not permitted, nor does the transmission of a game permit the time to deal with the great issue of the West Coast, the removal of the Rams to Anaheim, and the attempt of the Oakland Raiders to move into Los Angeles. It's enough to tell you that it's a complex matter, that at one time there were 8 cases simultaneously in the courts of law. And we have no intention of ducking the issue. It's just that we are not in a forum at this point in time to deal with it at the intensity that it deserves.
Randy Crowder being assisted from the field. We'll get word to you as soon as we have some sort of definitive word from the locker room. Meanwhile, out on the field, Frank Corral has come on. Roland Cromwell is the holder for Frank Corral. Corral has already hit twice. One from 42, one from 32. This will be a 27-yard attempt. And Corral has duplicated his 9 points that he put on the board in the NFC Championship game a year ago. The Rams over the Bucs 9-3. There's Gary Davis, who was acquired from Miami this spring training camp. He is back deep for the Bucs, awaiting the kick of Frank Corral. Gary Davis came from Miami with Norris Thomas, who's been playing left cornerback for the Bucs tonight, for the second-round pick in '82, and Jimmy Du Bois, the running back. Davis from the 3. And Gary Davis splits the gap and gets to the 25.
Unofficially, Frank, the report on Randy Crowder is a dislocated knee. Unofficially.
Ouch.
In the meantime, you mentioned Norris Thomas. I don't know why the Dolphins let him go. He can play. That man, Gary Davis, the Dolphins knew they were going to let go. They played him only sparingly. He was formerly a very effective back, but now he's not yet in playing shape.
Tampa Bay down by 6 points with 6:50 remaining in the game. First and 10, their own 25-yard line. Williams, strong arms it, and his bobble at the 35-yard line. Ruled incomplete. It was Gordon Jones. Gordon Jones dropped the football. And something about that play that Doug Williams didn't like. Let's take a look at it again.
Well, let's watch it. Williams thought he held on to the ball long enough for a completion. He was trying to curl in pattern. The ball is right there. He had the ball. That's a fumble. That's a fumble that he recovered.
Ruled incomplete, brought back to the 25-yard line. Second down 10.
Gift just refuted you.
Well, no, I'm just picking up the call.
He picked up the call accurately.
Williams under pressure, gets it over the middle of Jimmy Giles. And Giles out for a first down at the 44-yard line, close to the 45. And Giles back to here in the late going as he was against Cincinnati. He scored the winning touchdown with 1:47 remaining last week over Cincinnati.
It's almost uncanny the way almost whatever pass completions the Bucs get are from Williams to Giles.
It is, and the interesting thing about this game, the Bucs have not played good offensively. That's an understatement. They're only behind 9-3. A touchdown, one big play, and they're in the lead and could win.
It's the type of football that brought them the NFC Central Division Championship a year ago. They play just strong, hard defense, wait for the breaks, get a big play from Giles, a good defensive play, a fumble return, an interception. We're seeing it again tonight. Williams, incomplete, intended for Jones. It'll be 2nd and 10. Clock shows 5:46 remaining.
Well, they've got plenty of time, but passes like that won't do the job.
Gary Davis in at setback now, number 28. He's in there with Ricky Bell.
It's interesting to note, Giff, the last few series of plays, Larry Brooks has returned to the LA lineup, and he's put some heat on the passer.
Larry Brooks, of course, one of the 4 who held out during the training camp, came back Tuesday before the LA-Detroit game this past Sunday. 2nd and 10. Williams, and down he goes. Jack Youngblood and Mike Fanning in there defensively for the Rams.
This is the problem of looking at one receiver. He had Giles cutting across the field. He waited, he waited, he waited. He didn't look at the other receivers, and he waited too long.
One of Williams' clear problems is he has great difficulty in finding secondary receivers. He does not have good downfield perception. In the meantime, Mike Fanning, number 79, apart from a couple of penalty calls, has had a tremendous evening.
Williams brings the Bucs up. 3rd down, 17. Williams going for Giles. Giles does not hold on. He was back there with Nolan Cromwell. He had the ball for a moment.
Had it.
Did not hold on.
He absolutely had that ball. You can't fault Williams for that.
If we can see a replay of that, you'll see that I think Giles pushed off Nolan Cromwell. And good old Chet Ford, he's always got just the right play for us. Let's watch here and see if we can see him push off on Cromwell. Did he push him or not, gang?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
But no call.
No call. It should have been. The referee's watching it. If he'd have caught the ball, could have turned the game around.
Blanchard on to punt on 4th down. Leroy Irvin deep for the Rams at the 23-yard line. Blanchard again drives Irvin inside his 15. Good coverage by the Bucs as Irvin gets up close to the 20-yard line. A 50-yard punt by Blanchard, and for the Rams, it's now keep it on the ground. Don't make the big mistake and turn it over in their own territory. They lead 9-3 with 4:56 remaining.
Apart from Richard Wood and possibly in the late going Leroy Selman, the best night for the Bucs has been enjoyed by Blanchard. And I should throw in Eckwood, of course.
Tom Blanchard, ex-New Orleans Saint punter, and you know where he started his career, Howard, don't you?
Giants.
With the New York Giants.
They were then in New York.
That's right. The Bucs need a good defensive effort here to try to pin them down deep.
Terrell Thomas, good defensive play. Richard Wood sliding out defensively with Leroy Selman to make the stop, and it'll be a loss of a couple of yards. 2nd down and 12.
Stabler against Sipe. Earl Campbell against the Pruitt boys and Mr. White, the Heisman Trophy winner. Next Monday night football, the Oilers against the Browns. There's the rundown of the clock.
Terrell Thomas, 33. The look from San Jose, and there with Eddie Hill, 24. Those are the setbacks. Thomas. David Lewis made the defensive play. That was Eddie Hill with the football, not Thomas. There's Jimmy Giles. What a great athlete.
All right, here's here's David Lewis, a big linebacker, standing up Terry Nelson. He's going to get rid of the blocker and make the play. That's all you can ask your linebacker to do. And here's an interesting situation, Howard. 3rd and 7. You got a 6-point lead against an inept offense. Do you throw? I think you got to. You got to maintain possession.
Ferragamo hits Billy Waddy. He lost the first down. Had it for a moment. Had to step back to catch the ball in the arms there of Mark Cotney. It'll be 4th down.
3:20 left to play, counting down. Still time.
Mental error there. You've heard it said so many times.
The receiver must get to a point where the catch is a first down. Oldest story in the world.
Especially when you only got 7 yards for a first down. You got to get that with the pass.
Frank Corral the punt. Danny Reese drops back. Danny Reese, who also performed for John McKay at USC. There he is on his own 30-yard line. Played all his collegiate career with John McKay at SC. All his professional career right here with John McKay at Tampa. Corral with a booming kick. Reese is not fair catch, and he has a possibility and gets out to the 38-yard line. 40-yard punt by Corral. The Bucs get field position. They have 2:35 showing on the clock. They have 3 timeouts. There's Danny Reese. Set an NFL record for the Bucs last year, fielding 70 punts. Let me tell you what kind of defense they have.
Well, it happens so often in the National Football League. If you let a team stay in the game this long, although you've dominated as the Rams have, you could be in trouble. The Bucs have another shot at it.
Williams on first down to the air. Fires it into Gordon Jones, complete up around the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, 2nd down and 2.
Fired was the right bird. That ball was shot like a bullet.
Nobody ever questioned the strength of his arm. But that's the least important thing of a quarterback.
We developed that in the preseason game at Foxborough. You had 18 years. The worst arm on every team with which you play.
Williams wants to get this play off before the 2-minute warning. That will save him the timeout. He's not going to do it. That's one of the problems with calling the plays from the bench. So that is the 2-minute warning. Right now, this message from the National Football League. The preceding announcement brought to you as a public service by Hall of Famer Gale Sayers and the National Football League. 2 minutes on the clock. Doug Williams did not get the Bucs out of the huddle quickly enough to the line of scrimmage. They lost a timeout at the 2-minute warning. They do have 3 timeouts remaining.
Frank, look at his percentage against the Rams. It's sad, really.
Well, John McKay defends it by saying we ask him to throw deeper passes and we can live with his 41% completion average. I don't think he can. When he gets in with the tough teams like the Rams, he needs a quarterback that can complete 50% or better and help move the team. He hasn't done that in the last 2 years.
I don't know if the Silver Fox really believes what he's saying. He's trying to build a guy's confidence.
2nd down and 2. The ball just over the 45-yard line of the Bucs. There's Eckwood on the right side, runs into Thomas there, and the pursuit of number 53, Jim Youngblood, is going all the way tonight. He, of course, came in with the foursome that held out. They came in a week ago this past Tuesday.
Now, if you're not going to call timeout, you have to call 2 plays.
Measurement. Eckwood up close to a first down.
Saved by the measurement, but that's first down.
Now, what they should be doing right now is getting a play called in the huddle.
Exactly.
And because when they finish this measurement, they're going to start the clock and they're going to still be in the huddle.
They'll bring it to the hash mark and start the clock.
We've seen just a lot of tactical blunders tonight by the quarterbacks.
Ball is marked with a first down at the 48-yard line. And there, the clock is started. The Bucs should be at the line of scrimmage.
And they're going to lose about 15 seconds off of this.
to it. He doesn't hold on. Incomplete. 1:29 on the clock.
What you saw there was divided concentration. Eckwood took his eye off the ball, was looking ahead at the defender, and it was a bad call anyway.
You don't throw a flat pass in this situation. You've got to get the ball down the field.
Rams 9, Bucks 3. Field goal, of course, won't do it. They need the big 6.
But the Rams will let them stay in. One play again wins it for the Bucks.
Williams with all receivers in the pattern, out of the pocket.
You got to fly.
And he drew a penalty at the 10-yard line. So when they were waiting for, it was Pat Thomas defending against Kevin House, a rookie from Southern Illinois. A flag is down.
And it's a good call by the official. It was defensive pass interference.
Absolutely. Kevin House is an interesting case, by the way. Used mainly tonight to bring in plays.
Number 37 defense. 1st and 10.
All right, here he
Look
comes.
at it again.
Here comes Kevin House, 89 down the field. Williams is scrambling around the backfield. Youngblood run him out. The ball was not going to be completed, but these things can happen in the secondary. And here's Sully pushing him down.
Ivory Sully, who drew the penalty. 41-yard on
You
pickup.
cannot let teams stay in that long. They got a chance to win right here.
1:21 on the clock. They were here once before in the second quarter and couldn't get it in.
He got him open.
Good defensive play.
A great
Roland
defensive play. That's the man we called earlier. Frank did it first. The best athlete on the Rams. It was a great play.
A great play, but a ball that was underthrown. Giles had him beat by a step to the corner of the end zone.
Underthrown the way Williams throws it. He
Now here-
hasn't yet learned touch. Look.
And he should be. He's wide open. He's wide open. His error factor should have been long rather than short.
Exactly.
If
And he
he's gonna
should
miss,
have
he shouldn't have
lofted
thrown.
it more. The way you used to.
Occasionally.
Second down 10, 1:17 on the clock.
Not a bad time right now for a trap play up the middle or a draw play.
Draw play.
Not a bad call at all right now. The linemen want a pass rush. He's blitzing. He's got to read it.
Williams, Jack Youngblood misses. And Williams
My
is
goodness.
inside, close to the goal line.
What
Failing to get in.
You talk about second effort. What a play by Williams.
We told you he was strong, and he just willed himself down to the 1-inch line. Some great individual effort by Williams there. The best thing he's done tonight is run the ball twice.
Now they've got a minute left to play. In comes the goal line defense.
Here he goes. He's really dead here. He's going to get run out of the pocket. They're blitzing him with both linebackers. Jack Youngblood is trying to chase him, but those young legs get by him. Watch him here. He ran over that man. Here comes Rod Perry. He runs over Rod Perry. Nolan Cromwell, Fanning probably, and Dreyer coming to stop him. Some effort by Doug Williams. He's inside of the 1.
At the 1-yard line, Doug Williams. Who somehow gets it done. That's Bill Nelson talking with John McKay and Doug Williams on the sidelines. 2 timeouts remain for the Bucks at the moment.
So it took till now to get this kind of excitement into a Monday night game on Thursday night.
All right, a couple of factors here. They really have 2 downs to run the ball in. I would think it'd stay on the ground. Now, on the other side of the coin, the Rams only have 1 timeout remaining for their comeback. That was because Ferragamo had to call timeout to go and check the call from the sideline.
Well, at the time, we noted that was
Yes.
a critical, it could be a critical
It
mistake.
absolutely could be right now.
Rams with their short yardage defense. The setbacks are Ricky Bell, 42. Jerry Eckwood, 43. He's had the big game for the Bucks tonight on the ground. First and goal.
He did
Yes,
it.
you knew it. He did it.
He did it.
He did it. You knew it would be a quarterback sneak. In 3 runs tonight, Williams has picked up 28, maybe 29 yards. So the young quarterback who had a night of discontent suddenly emerges as the probable hero.
And he goes to, when you got a man down, you better keep him down, and you better put the game away. The Rams had chance after chance to put the game away. They did not. The Bucks make 1 play. A pass interference on the Rams, and they now have a chance to go ahead.
The premium is on. Keep in mind, 57 seconds remain on the clock. The Rams have one timeout. 66,000 screaming Buck fans. It's not a classical, beautiful offensive showing, but they lead on the scoreboard.
And that's all that matters. And Garo Yepremian, the rejected one, still bitter at the Saints organization, can look back to his 43-yard field goal that Bailey made the upright and then kissed in. And now the extra point. So he's played a part in this thing, too. For the Rams, well, if they lose 2 in a row, they're in very quick trouble. Sure, it's a long season, but they've got problems.
All right, here comes the tall one. He's 6'5". Watch him jump up. But it's a good start by the offensive line. They cut the legs down to the Rams. Gave him a chance to jump over the pack.
This crowd is something.
Steve Wilson was the key to that surge in the offensive line, the center. Number 50.
Now we go back to the problem the Rams have. 57 seconds, but they only have one timeout.
That's
You
right.
save those timeouts for situations like this. All they need is a field goal to win.
Doug Williams getting the congratulations of his teammates. There's Jimmy Giles. Wilson being patted and hugged on the sidelines. There's the kickoff. This will be Drew Hill.
They need a run back. They didn't get it.
Flag is down.
They got a flip. They're going to have to start down about the 11 or 12-yard line.
Touchdown in 10 quarters between these two teams. The first, and what a time for it.
Chant of defense, defense.
Now is Ferragamo got the problem of going.
Receiving team during the return. First down.
He's got the problem of going 90 yards almost with only one timeout, and he's got the crowd noise to contend with. It's going to be very difficult for his people to hear him.
Carl Eckert was the offending Ram. The ball is at the 13-yard line. Ferragamo has Preston Denard, number 88. The speedster is Waddy, number 80. He goes to Eddie Hill.
Oh, get out of bounds.
Eddie Hill get out of bounds. Stop the clock. He
didn't get out of
What
bounds.
a mistake Hill made. He started running inside to go where? There was nowhere to go. Get out.
Another mental blunder. We've seen enough of tonight.
Seconds ticking away. Inside 30 seconds.
He's got to throw the ball deep down the middle. Break-in pattern to one of the outside receivers. There he goes.
Billy Waddy at the 40-yard line. Timeout. The Rams, that's their final timeout. 20 seconds on the clock.
The Rams have to get to field goal position because that can win for them. And Corral has distant range.
Yes, he's got 50-yard range, so that means they've got to get the ball down to the 30-yard line, 33-yard line.
There's Corral. I told you earlier at UCLA, he kicked the ball 55 yards, so you know he can reach it.
The problem, though, Frank, they have no more timeouts now. They've got to throw the ball to the sidelines. Tampa Bay should know that and defend the sidelines very vigorously. To throw it down the middle of the field, they may not get to kick the field goal team on in time.
That was Tank Young. No, that's not Tank. Tank's with San Diego. Who is that, Frank?
Lionel Taylor. Lionel Taylor, the receiver coach.
All right, the ball is at the 39-yard line. 20 seconds remaining in the game. The Rams have no more timeouts.
All right, you got to look for the Rams.
Whoever gets the ball will have to think in terms of taking it out of bounds or it'll be all over.
Well, they got to go to one of the outside receivers, Frank, on a deep corner pattern. And he's got to catch the ball and then get out of bounds.
Preston Denard, 88. Drew Hill, 87. Billy Waddy, number 80.
There he goes. He's out of bounds.
Beautiful pass is complete to Drew Hill. Stops the clock at the 44-yard line. 14 seconds on the clock. He still needs a little more distance.
They almost knocked Corral over.
But now if you're the defensive back, you cannot give him the out-of-bounds throw. You cannot give him the sideline throw.
But that ball was thrown beautifully.
It was, but he had no help out there. He was single coverage on the outside. You've got to double the outside guys up now. It's the only percentage play for the Buccaneers.
It took us to the final 2 minutes to get the kind of action we're accustomed to, but it's now worth it.
The Rams need about 10 to 12 yards to give Corral a shot at the winning field goal.
He intercepted.
That's it.
Picked off. That's it.
That's it.
Intercepted. A wild display of enthusiasm by the part of the Bucs.
That's nothing next to the fans in this Tampa Stadium. They dreamed about this. Their team was mocked last year, allegedly the easiest schedule in football.
Norris Thomas.
That's the kid I talked about. When he joined the Dolphins as a free agent, they paid him a $9,000 bonus. He didn't make the team. He gave the money back. Then he came back and made the team. They gave him the money back again.
And Norris Thomas was a smart player. This is what Ferragamo had. He threw to the sideline. Thomas anticipated. He comes up and makes the play.
I don't know why Miami let him go. He can play.
7 seconds remaining. Fourth interception on the part of the Bucs tonight.
It's history.
That's how they win. The Bucs are going to win again tonight. They will be 2-0. The Rams 0-2. A week from Sunday, Los Angeles will play Green Bay at home, and the Bucs will be at Dallas. And what a crowd. A great tribute to the organization. Drew Culverhouse, the owner, of course, here in Tampa. Unbelievable enthusiasm. And for Ray Malvese, a difficult road ahead for an 8th consecutive Western Division championship of the NFC. They're